So let's implement it step by step. First we will start from the chatting area. We can say expanded widget. Flex for this will be 4. Child. Now what is this flex? Let's implement the user interface, then I will explain this. Okay, you will understand it practically when I will show you, and we will change its value, then you will see that what it means actually. Okay, because when we don't see the practical example, then we can't understand easily. So that's why I'm telling you that is, please wait for it when we understand this chatting area. Okay, and then we will change this value and I will show to you in practical, I mean with practical example, that what this flex actually means. I'm going to create a new folder, right click on lib, new directory, and we will give it name as chat messages areas, and inside this folder chat messages areas, create a new dot file. We will give it name as, first one is our chat area, so we can say chat underscore area. We will implement a stateless widget. We will give it name as chat area. So we will implement our chat area here. Okay, from here we can just call that. Now to the chat area we will pass something as parameter, and that will be basically the current user data. By this key name we will pass. Now from where we will get that current user data, let's just first get that data. So here above the widget build, what I'm going to do is we can implement a method which will be read current user data, the user who is currently logged in. User, which is our belongs to Firebase auth package, we will give it name as current Firebase user, which means the already logged in user. Okay, who logged in. For example, you log in from the login page, so you are the current Firebase user. So we get the current Firebase user, and what we will do, we will first check either the user is already logged in. That is, if the current Firebase user is not equals to null, which means the user is logged in already. So then what we are going to do is we are going to get the UID of that user. So you can say using the current Firebase user dot UID, and then we can get the name and other information as well. So after UID we can say name of that user, then of course the email of that user, and one important thing is the image, the profile image of that user. So for the name we can say dot current Firebase user dot display name. If the display name exists, then get that display name, otherwise display an empty string, that is nothing. Okay, which simply means if display name exists, assign the display name to this name variable. Otherwise, if display name do not exist, then assign this empty string to this name. Similarly for the email, if it exists, then it is okay, assign the email to the email variable, otherwise assign empty string. And then for the image, you can say photo URL. If it exists, assign image URL to it, otherwise assign empty string to it. As we are sharing the data using the user model, so what we will do, we will just create an instance of our user model class, and to that we will basically add our data, user data. So we can say user model class, and we will give it name as current user data. So let's add data to this, that is this data to our this model class. So what we can do, we can say current user data equals to user model and pass this data to it one by one. First we have the UID, then the name of course, and then of course the email, and then of course the image, which is if you come here to the user model, then the image we are receiving by this, okay, this dot image. So what we can do is we can simply say image colon image, that is to the image we are passing this image. Now there is one more parameter, you know, that the password, so we have to pass that as well after email, okay. Make sure to give it same reference, that is first we have UID, then name, then email, then password. So UID, name, email, and then we have password. So of course password we have to get. So password, instead we will assign this empty string to it, okay. We can't get, for password is secure, okay, we can't get that and just, you know, pass it or add it to our user model here on the home page especially, okay. So we will just assign an empty string to password, because password is not required. The important information which we need is only the UID, name, email and image, and not the password. But since according to the requirements we must pass the password as well at the as a fourth parameter, so we have to say password like this, okay. So UID, name, email, password, image, UID, name, email, password, image, we are receiving it with the help of this user model constructor, okay. So we have successfully added the data, that is that data, I mean this data, now we can access with the help of our this current user data. So we will pass this current user data as a parameter. We will pass this current user data as a parameter to our chat area, since we need this data here on our chat area. So let's receive that on our chat area. So how we can receive? We can simply say, you know, that it is of type user model, and by the same key we have to receive it here. So we can say current user data, we will receive it through this constructor of chat area. So you can say this dot current user data, okay. So we pass from here and we receive here. Now let's start implementing our chat area.